I want to welcome Candace Czar-Nie again, she and author of the book First Cause. Candace, how do you know that this first cause practice is actually working? Because human beings are notoriously terrible at subjectively evaluating their own gradual progress.
We really are.
If I do this for 2 weeks and then I have one really bad reactive day where I yell at traffic, my brain is going to say, well, this first cause stuff is absolute garbage. It didn't work. I'm quitting.
Which is exactly why I insist on integrating this practice with rigorous longitudinal tracking. Human memory is biased toward the negative recent event you cannot improve and you cannot trust, which you do not measure. There is a companion tool, the Consciousness Track app, but whether you use software or a complex spreadsheet, the underlying psychological principle is the same. You have to make the invisible inner work visible and cumulative.
Let's break down the psychology of that data tracking, because the book says this methodology is inspired by published peer-reviewed psychological research. There are 5 specific dimensions you track daily.
Yes, 5 dimensions. I don't want to sound like an ad for an app, so let's focus on the deep psychology of why we track these specific things. Dimension 1, mindful awareness. Based on the MAAS scale, the Mindful Attention Awareness Scale, in psychological literature, this is tracking the activity of your default mode network versus your task-positive network. It measures your present moment awareness versus your habitual preoccupation. Are you actually noticing what is happening in your immediate physical and emotional experience right now? Or are you running on autopilot, ruminating about the past, or catastrophizing about the future?
By rating this daily, you train your metacognition. You literally train your brain to recognize the exact moment you drift away from reality.
Dimension 2 is happiness and well-being based on the Fordyce measures. Michael Fordyce's research is foundational here because it distinguishes between situational affect, meaning how you feel right this second because you just got a good or bad email, and chronic happiness, which is the stable baseline weather of your inner life. When you track this, you are tracking the actual climate of your internal world, not just the daily forecasts.
And what the data shows is that living in alignment with your authentic values is the primary driver that moves that chronic baseline score up over time.
Dimension 3 is life satisfaction, based on the PWI, the Personal Well-Being Index. This metric is highly diagnostic. The TWI breaks your life down into specific domains: your physical health, your personal relationships, your professional achievements, your sense of safety. It helps identify the exact specific arenas where those borrowed voices have hijacked your life. If your overall daily score is okay, but your relationship satisfaction is consistently tracking at a 3 out of 10 for a month, that's undeniable data.
It pierces your denial, showing you exactly where you are suppressing your true voice to maintain a performance.
Dimension 4 is the one that really sent me down a philosophical rabbit hole. Meaning and purpose, based on the MLQ, the Meaning in Life questionnaire. The distinction here between the search for meaning and the presence of meaning is staggering. It is a profound paradigm-shifting distinction in existential psychology. In the literature, a high score in the search for meaning indicates that you are actively looking for purpose out in the world, which actually correlates highly with anxiety, depression, and feeling unanchored. Yes, you are waiting for a job or a partner to give you meaning. Conversely, a high score in the presence of meaning means you feel your life inherently matters right now, exactly as it is, the first cause. Practice specifically bridges that gap. It moves you away from desperately searching for meaning in external achievements and trains you to access the meaning that is already present in your internal alignment. And finally, Dimension 5, Consciousness Development, the CDP. This metric tracks the evolution of your metacognitive depth. It tracks the quality of your energy and the clarity of the daily insights you receive during your 5 minutes. It's fundamentally measuring your growing capacity to hear your true self clearly amidst the chaos of the world.
So to summarize the protocol, you do your 5 minutes hand on chest. You ask, what do I know right now? You observe the answer, and then you quickly track these 5 psychological dimensions. What is the actual timeline for transformation here? When do I get to be a Zen Master CEO? Because we are talking about rewiring decades of habits.
The collected data reveals a very specific, predictable biological and psychological timeline. Let's look at the first 14 to 30 days. The tracking system utilizes a journal feature specifically for voice recognition.
Right? The prompt is, what did my true voice say this morning that I almost missed?
Exactly. For 30 days, you simply tag those specific entries. What happens neurologically is that after a month, you look back at the accumulated pattern and it becomes undeniable subjective proof that bypasses your brain's cognitive dissonance.
You see exactly what direction your inner knowingness has been pointing you.
You look at the data and realize, wow, for 22 out of the last 30 days, my true voice has been explicitly telling me that this specific partnership at work is draining my soul.
You can't unsee that data. It forces an authentic reckoning.
So here's where I'll leave you. Everything we talked about today starts with one thing. Collected data reveals a very specific, predictable biological and psychological timeline. Undeniable subjective proof that bypasses your brain's cognitive dissonance. That's why I developed a free 5-minute quiz that tells you exactly which reactive pattern runs you when the pressure hits. The one that's been costing you without you ever naming it. Go to consciousnesstrack.app/quiz. Take it before the day gets hold of you. See your pattern. Then you'll know exactly where the work begins.